Do you believe a single thought can change your entire life? One thought could save you or trap you. Forever picture this. You're lying on a hospital bed, your body broken after a devastating accident. 6 vertebrae in your spine are shattered, jagged bone fragments piercing your spinal cord, sending waves of unbearable pain through you. 4 top surgeons in Southern California sit across from you, their faces grim, telling you there's only one way to survive. Steel rods drilled into your spine from neck to tailbone, a surgery called Harrington rod, followed by a life chained to painkillers, a wheelchair, and dependency. What would you do in that moment? Most of us would bow to fate, trusting the experts, bracing ourselves for a life forever limited. But Joe Dispenza, he said no. In 1986, under the bright sun of Palm Springs, California, Joe, a young, passionate athlete, was racing in a triathlon, his heart pumping with adrenaline as he pedaled toward the finish line. Then out of nowhere, a truck slammed into him at terrifying speed. The crash echoed like an explosion, hurling his body onto the pavement. 6 vertebrae in his spine, from T8 downward, crumbled, bones stabbing into his spinal cord, crushing nerves. Doctors warned he'd never walk again without immediate surgery. In his Diary of a CEO interview on February 28, 2025, he recalls that life-altering moment with a voice calm yet haunting. I was flat on my back, unable to move, and they told me I'd need steel rods from my neck to my tailbone. I was in my 20s with a whole life ahead, and I couldn't imagine living on pills or giving up what I loved. Running, climbing, just moving freely. Instead of surrendering to the expert's blueprint, Joe did something the science of his. Time called crazy, even impossible. He refused surgery. He chose to heal himself with the power of his mind. No scalpels, no drugs, just raw willpower and unshakable belief. For 6 weeks he lay there, picturing each vertebra mending, feeling energy flood his broken body, clinging to the sensation of wholeness despite being unable to move. It was 6 weeks in the dark night of my soul, he shares in the podcast, because I couldn't get my brain to do what I wanted right away. Fear, doubt, pain, they kept pulling me back, but I didn't quit. 6 weeks later, a miracle unfolded. He stood up, took a step, then another. No rods, no medical crutches, just him and his mind. From that moment, he embarked on a journey to study, teach, and transform millions of lives worldwide, from the desperately ill to those simply yearning to live better. Now stop for a second and look at yourself, not through anyone else's eyes but your own. If one thought, just one, could pull a man from the edge of paralysis back to a full, vibrant life, what could it do for you? Could it break your late-night snacking habit that leaves you riddled with guilt? Mend a fractured relationship you thought was beyond repair? Or bring back the joy you've lost in the endless grind of work, stress, and responsibility? This isn't a fairy tale or some empty promise from a cheap self-help book you'd skim and forget. This is real, proven not just by Joe's story but by thousands, even millions who've turned the impossible into reality by shifting how they think, feel, and act. Let me share another story that stopped me in my tracks, one I stumbled across on Twitter in January 2025, a time when social media buzzed with New Year's resolutions. A 38-year-old woman named Sarah posted a simple, gut-punching tweet. 18 months ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, given 3 months to live. I started meditating with Dr. Joe Dispenza every day, not to heal, but to find peace before I left. Today, I'm still here and the tumor's gone. I don't know how to explain it, but I know it's real. That tweet exploded, racking up over 10,000 likes in 48 hours, sparking hundreds of replies from strangers spilling their own tales. I started meditating after losing my job in 2023. 6 months later, I landed my dream gig. Or, I beat 10 years of PTSD with this. I'm free now. Did a shiver just run down your spine? Or are you still brushing it off as luck as stories jazzed up for likes? Dr. Joe Dispenza, in his over 2-hour chat with Stephen Bartlett on Diary of a CEO, dropped a truth bomb that stuck with millions. By age 35, 95% of who we are is programmed, a set of automatic thoughts, behaviors, and emotions etched in through repetition. Let me break it down. If you're past 35, or even creeping toward it, almost everything you think, do, and feel daily isn't a choice you're making fresh. It's a script running on autopilot, like an old computer stuck on outdated software, never patched, never rebooted, just looping the same tired routine. Ever wonder why you wake up drained even after 8 hours of sleep? Why you grab your phone the second your eyes open knowing it'll stress you out? Why you end each day feeling empty, like you've lived someone else's day instead of yours? It's chilling, right? But here's the flip side. It's also thrilling. If your life's mostly a rerun of old programming, what happens when you take the controls, rewrite the code, and start living the way you want? Imagine this. Tomorrow morning you wake up and instead of lunging for your phone, those pings from WhatsApp, Telegram, or work, you pause. You don't let the world yank you out of bed before you've even breathed. You sit still, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask, who do I want to be today? Not yesterday's you with its rusty habits and nagging negative thoughts. Not the you society says you should be, hustling, proving, pleasing everyone but yourself. But the best you, the one you've dreamed of in quiet moments but never dared believe you could become. Dr. Joe calls this breaking the habit of your old self to reinvent a new one. An idea so simple yet so powerful it's changed lives from Denver to Tokyo. Science backs this up. It's not fluff. A BBC Future piece from November 15, 2022, found regular meditation slashes cortisol, stress's silent killer, by 25% in just weeks. Cortisol's the sneaky culprit behind weight gain, sleepless nights, and chronic diseases like heart trouble or diabetes. A study in Neuroscience Letters, June 2021, digs deeper. Repeat a thought or action enough and your brain's neurons wire together, locking it into your system like default software. But here's the kicker. It works both ways. Swap out "I'm not good enough" for "I've got this" and you can rewire your brain bit by bit. Take a real-life snapshot from TikTok. Mindshift 2025 posted a short clip on February 5, 2025, racking up over 500,000 views. I tried meditating 5 minutes a day with Dr. Joe's YouTube guide. Day 1, I thought it was pointless. My mind wouldn't shut up. 2 weeks in, I stopped snapping at coworkers. I don't know what happened, but I feel lighter. Comments flooded in. I tried it, slept like a baby for the first time in 5 years. Or, I ditched nail biting after a month, wild. Ready to give it a shot? Or still doubting that your thoughts could pack that kind of punch? To shift not just your mood, but your body and your whole life. Here's the best part. You don't need a crisis like Joe's spine-shattering crash or Sarah's cancer fight to start. You don't need to hit rock bottom to unlock your potential. A Forbes article, October 10, 2024, cites Stanford research. Jotting down your thoughts daily boosts self-awareness by 30%, making habit changes easier without a big shakeup. On Instagram, Mindful Moments shared on December 15, 2024, I started writing 3 things I want to change each morning. Small stuff like no coffee after 3 p.m. or no phone before bed. A month later, I'm off caffeine and sleeping better than ever. Right now, today, you can start. No fancy gear, no pricey retreat, just you and your mind, a tool you've carried your whole life but maybe haven't fully tapped. If Joe healed a broken spine in 6 weeks with his thoughts, if Sarah outlived a death sentence, why can't you? Tackle the little things dragging you down. Quit scrolling mindlessly at night. Stop beating yourself up over past mistakes. Start living with joy instead of just getting by. Dr. Joe's words stick with me. You can't wait for wealth to feel successful or love to feel loved. You've got to feel it first, and your body, your life, will follow. Another YouTube story hit me hard. Mark, posting on January 15, 2025, after losing his job in 2020's pandemic chaos. He stumbled on Joe's talk and started meditating, no big hopes. I just wanted to feel less awful, he says. But 3 months in, I was a new person. I opened a little craft shop. Now I'm happier than ever. Over 1 million views with comments like, "It pulled me out of a 5-year booze spiral," or "I'm not scared of my boss anymore." Magic. See that? The power's not out there in circumstances. It's in how you choose to think about them. Thoughts shape reality. What science says, don't think this is just feel-good fluff. There's hard science here, and Joe's not just a storyteller, he's a researcher with decades of data. A Journal of Neuroscience study, March 2022, shows positive thoughts like gratitude or confidence fire up your prefrontal cortex, boosting problem-solving and cutting stress. Think I can do this instead of I'm not enough, and your brain pumps out dopamine, lighting a fire under you. The Guardian, January 5, 2025, quotes Harvard's Sarah Lazar. Meditation rewires your brain in 8 weeks. Your hippocampus, handling emotions and memory, thickens, and your prefrontal cortex, your willpower hub, gets stronger. Joe hammers. Get home. Every thought you have makes a chemical, and that chemical changes your body, for better or worse. Negative thoughts, cortisol floods in, stressing you out. Positive ones, endorphins and serotonin flow, lifting you up. In his 7-day events, he's measured it. We tracked over 2,882 metabolites in participants' blood before and after. Post-meditation, their bodies were swimming in new chemicals, boosting immunity, calming inflammation, even fixing DNA, all without drugs or diet shifts, just thoughts. Scientific American, November 15, 2024, backs this. Meditation triggers your nervous system to churn out natural chemicals, endorphins for pain, serotonin for mood, even DMT for transcendence. No outside help needed. Ever thought your body's a miracle lab waiting for you to flip the switch with your mind? Why we don't change, even when we know it's possible. So if thoughts are this powerful, if they can mend spines, melt tumors, lift people from wheelchairs, why do so many of us, maybe even you, stay stuck? Joe's answer cuts deep. Most of us lose our free will to a bunch of unconscious programs. Psychology Today, May 2023, says 90% of our daily thoughts mirror yesterday's, trapping us in the past without us noticing. On Twitter, BrainHacker 2025 posted January 10, 2025. I counted my negative thoughts for a day like Joe suggested. 80% were about stuff from 5 years ago. A breakup, a scolding, a failed test. I didn't even know I was stuck there. Over 5,000 retweets with replies like, I keep stressing about money I don't even need. Joe digs deeper. People use their life's problems, a bad job, a toxic relationship, to keep feeling emotions they're hooked on. Sounds wild, right? But science agrees. The New York Times, December 15, 2024, cites Columbia University. Chronic stress hooks your body on adrenaline and cortisol, like a drug, creating an emotional loop that's tough to break. Ever feel oddly at home with frustration, sadness, or guilt like they're part of you? Your first step, you don't have to wait. Here's the good news. You don't need a crisis to kick things off. Joe suggests a simple experiment. Wake up tomorrow, skip the phone, sit still, and decide who you want to be today. On Reddit, Change Journey 2025 shared January 10, 2025. I ditched my morning scroll, 10 years of habit, and meditated 10 minutes instead. Day 1, I was antsy as hell. A month later, I'm twice as sharp at work, no more waking up worried. Over 15,000 upvotes with replies like, 5 minutes and I slept like a rock. Try this tonight. Shut off your phone, sit quietly for 5 minutes, breathe. Ask, what do I want to feel tomorrow? Strong, calm, alive. Joe says, you don't have to nail it, just start and you'll get good. What's stopping you? Fear, doubt, or just old habits? Your question, ever wonder how much of your day you're living on autopilot? What's one new thought you'd pick tomorrow if you could? Quick note, try it now. 5 minutes, no phone, just you. What pops up? Start there, my dear. You've got this. Part 1. Do your thoughts really shape your life? Percent of you today was set by 35. Are you trapped in an unconscious loop? Think about this morning, the second you peeled your eyes open. What did you do first? Grab your phone for WhatsApp pings or Instagram likes. Shuffle to the kitchen for that must-have coffee. Mutter something like another exhausting day or I don't want to work. Be real with yourself. Did you choose those moves or did they just happen like a pre-programmed robot kicking into gear? Dr. Joe Dispenza, in his Diary of a CEO Chat, drops a jaw-dropping truth. By 35, 95% of who we are is a locked-in set of automatic thoughts, behaviors, and emotions, carved deep by repetition. Let that sink in. If you're past 35 or nearing it, almost everything you think, do, and feel isn't a fresh pick. It's a rerun, a script etched into you from years ago, running without you even clocking it. Ever wonder why you sneak that midnight snack hating yourself after? Why you snap at coworkers or family when you don't mean to? Why you swear you'll hit the gym or chase a dream, but tomorrow never comes? Joe says, a habit's when you've done something so long your body knows it better than your conscious mind. It's calling the shots. Psychology Today, May 2023, backs it up. 40–50% of your daily moves, like brushing your teeth or texting back, are habits, not choices. Half your life's on autopilot. On Instagram, $mindfulmark posted December 12, 2024, I was a coffee junkie, couldn't function without 3 cups every morning, no thought, just did it. Heard Joe talk about unconscious programming and quit for a week. Day 1 was hell, cranky, headaches ready to cave. Day 3 I woke up clear-headed, no coffee needed, I'm in control now. Over 20,000 likes with comments like, I ditched sugar the same way, Joe's a game changer. Notice anything like that in your life? A tiny habit you think's no big deal but secretly running you? Imagine your life's a movie on repeat. If 95% is autoplaying from what you learned and looped by 35, how much is really you, the you unchained from yesterday? Joe calls it the biggest habit we've got to break, being ourselves. On TikTok, Brainhacker 2025's January 10, 2025, video went viral with 1 million views. I counted my negative thoughts for a day, Joe's idea. 80% were old baggage, 5 years back, a breakup, a boss yelling, a test I bombed. I didn't even know I was reliving that. Ever feel like you're stuck replaying scenes you didn't write? The science of your unconscious programming, how your brain runs the show. Let's peek under the hood at how your brain pulls this off. Not dry textbook stuff, but how it's steering your everyday life. Neuroscience Letters, June 2021, says when you keep thinking, doing, or feeling something, your brain's neurons wire together. A rule called nerve cells that fire together, wire together. Joe explains, think the same, act the same, feel the same every day, and your brain and body get hardwired into a fixed pattern. Like a forest trail you've tramped so long you can't veer off. Think back. As a kid, maybe you picked up, I've got to be perfect or I'll fail. A bad grade, a parent's scold. That thought stuck, replaying every time you face a challenge. I can't mess up. Over years, your brain builds a circuit for it. Not because it's true, but because it's familiar. Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience, March 2022, says this programming starts young, ramps up in early adulthood, and by 35, it's mostly set, unless you shake it up. The Guardian, January 10, 2025, quotes Harvard's Daniel Gilbert, your brain replays the past to guess the future, great for survival. But if your past's all gloom, you're scripting a matching tomorrow without knowing it. Joe adds, 90% of today's thoughts are yesterday's. Same thoughts, same choices, same actions, same experiences, same feelings, round and round, keeping you right where you are. Nature Communications, July 2023, found we average $6,000 thoughts daily, 80% repeats, like a scratched record stuck on the same tune. On Twitter, Mindful Mom 2025 tweeted January 15, 2025, tracked my thoughts for a week, Joe's nudge. Mostly money worries and job stress. When I'm fine, he's right, I'm making myself miserable. Over 7,000 retweets with echoes like, I'm stuck on a betrayal from 10 years ago. How much of your day's real and how much is yesterday's? Ghost, when your body's hooked on bad vibes, are you sabotaging yourself? It's not just thoughts, Feelings play a huge role, and this is where it gets wild and a little scary. Joe drops a bombshell. People use life's messes, crappy, jobs, toxic relationships, to keep feeling bad stuff they're addicted to. Crazy, right? But hear him out. The New York Times, December 15, 2024, cites Columbia University. Chronic stress hooks your body on adrenaline and cortisol, natural drugs, locking you in an emotional cycle. On YouTube, Healing Path 2025's January 20, 2025, video hit 800,000 views. I thought I needed drama to feel alive. Fights with friends, griping about my boss, guilt trips. Joe said we're hooked on feelings. I saw I was addicted to guilt and anger. Meditated to ditch it. Week 1, I felt empty. Week 2, I laughed for no reason. Comments poured in. I'm hooked on arguing with my boyfriend, trying to stop. Joe says, stress feels right because it's familiar, not because it's good. People cling to misery over risking the unknown. Ever feel cozy in frustration or sadness, not because you love it, but because it's home? Breaking the loop. You can start today. Don't panic. Here's the light. You can change right now. Joe says, get conscious of your unconscious thoughts, spot them, and you're not the program anymore. You're the watcher, and that's freedom's first step. Forbes, October 10, 2024, says journaling your thoughts boosts self-awareness by 30%. On Instagram, Your Mindful Moments posted December 15, 2024, wrote 5 negative thoughts each morning. I'm not enough, today sucks, then burned them. 2 weeks, I'm lighter like I dropped a ghost. Joe shares, I've seen blind folks see, deaf folks hear, paralyzed folks walk after 7 days of meditation. Not magic, just breaking the old script. Scientific American, November 15, 2024. Meditation fires up your system with endorphins, serotonin, DMT, rewiring you inside out. Try this. Tomorrow, skip the phone, sit 5 minutes, ask, what old thought don't I want today? What new one do I choose? Your question. What thought loops in your head you ditch? Work woes, family fights, self-doubt. What did you swap it for? Quick note. Grab paper, scribble 3 nagging thoughts, rip it up. Feel that lift, my dear. You're stronger than you know. Part 2. Changing yourself. Why it's hard, but so damn easy. Ready to step into the uncomfortable and become your best. Self-change sounds dreamy. Who doesn't want to be a better you? Ditching late-night binges, shaking off endless worries, living with fire and purpose. But when it's time to do it, when you've got to ditch the old and step into the new, how's it feel? Dr. Joe Dispenza in Diary of a CEO spills his gut-wrenching fight after his 1986 crash. 6 weeks in my soul's dark night, fear, doubt, pain clawing me back, even though I knew the theory. I didn't quit. That's when it shifted. Ever felt that? You know you need to change, drop a bad habit, boost your health, escape mind traps, but every try pulls you back like a magnet? Why is it so tough, and how do you make it simple? Joe says, change is leaving the familiar for the unknown, and the unknown's always uneasy, but that's where freedom lives. Kelly McGonigal's TED Talk, March 15, 2022. Your brain's built to keep you safe, not to grow you into new. On TikTok, Change with Grace's January 10, 2025, video hit 2 million views. Quit smoking after 10 years with Joe's meditation. Day 1, I was a mess. Wanted to smash everything. Told myself, this is my shot at a new me. Week 2, I felt free, like it never owned me. Joe nails it. Change is staying awake so you don't sleepwalk back, and that means facing the unease. Ready to step into that fire and find your power? The Science of Unease. Why change feels like a fight your brain flips out when you try something new. Journal of Behavioral Neuroscience, April 2023. Breaking a habit, like skipping morning coffee, triggers a mini stress spike, your brain screaming, danger, it loves the familiar, it's safe. Harvard Business Review, June 15, 2023. Stick through 21 days of discomfort, and you're 3 times likelier to lock in a new habit. Your brain starts rewiring. Joe calls it breaking your old self to birth a new one. The Guardian, January. I've 2025 quotes Norman Doidge. Your brain can reshape any time, but it needs a push like unease to start. Joe's trick? Mental rehearsal. Picture yourself doing it differently over and over. Neuroscience, August 2020. Folks imagining piano practice grew brain circuits like those playing for real. On YouTube, Mindful Mark 2025, January 20th, 2025. Rehearsed. Saying no to my boss, did it for real a week later. Felt invincible. Want to mentally try on a change like ditching sweets or speaking up? Why we quit and how to push through most bail when it gets rough. It's human. Joe. People cling to familiar pain over new possibilities. Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, June 2022. 70% drop goals feeling the loss of old ways. On Twitter, Self-Growth 2025, January 15th, 2025. Tried no phone at night, panicked, grabbed it back. Joe said, ask what you learned. I saw stress drove me. Meditated instead, now I'm free. CNN Health, February 10th, 2025. Your body craves old emotions like a junkie. Push past, and you're golden. On Instagram, Tauder Healing Vibes 2025, January 20th, 2025. Quit coffee after 15 years. Week 1, I was a zombie. Now I don't need it. I'm tougher than I knew. Ever quit too soon? Ready to try again? Making change easy. Your secret weapon? It's not a war. Joe says, catch yourself slipping, choose different. Forbes, October 10th, 2024. Small goals like water over soda. Win 50% more. On TikTok is Change Journey 2025, January 30th, 2025. No phone 10 minutes each morning, baby steps. A month later, I'm meditating 30 minutes, no sweat. Joe. I've seen paralyzed folks walk after 7 days, not better than you, just persistent. Tonight, sit 5 minutes, picture saying no to a bad habit, feel the win. You're tougher than you think. Your question, what's one change you've dodged because it's tough? Small like snacking, big like fear? How'd you feel breaking free? Quick note. Try something tiny today. No sugar in coffee, 5-minute walk. You're a badass, my dear. Feel it. Part 3. The Power of Meditation. Science or magic? 7 days of meditation can rewrite your genes. Dare to try what science proves. What if I told you that sitting still, closing your eyes and breathing deep could transform your body down to its very cells? No pills, no scalpels, just the raw, untapped power of your mind. It sounds like a wild dream, right? But Dr. Joe Dispenza has made it real, not once but thousands of times. In his heart-pounding, life-changing 7-day meditation events stretching from Denver's snowy peaks to London's bustling streets, from Sydney's sunny shores to Tokyo's vibrant pulse. In his Diary of a CEO interview on February 28, 2025, he shares stories that hit you square in the chest. We've watched blind people open their eyes to the world again. Deaf folks hear a whisper after years of silence. Paralyzed souls rise from wheelchairs. Not magic, my friends, but the sheer force of shifting how they think and feel inside. Take one jaw-dropping case. A woman who regrew her thyroid after it was surgically yanked out. A feat modern medicine calls impossible. Joe's voice trembles with awe as he recalls, "We've got the medical proof, CT scans, blood tests, showing." Her thyroid came back. It's hard for even me to wrap my head around, but the data doesn't lie. This isn't some late-night infomercial hype. It's raw, real, and backed by cold, hard science. A BBC Future piece from November 15, 2022, lays it out. Regular meditation slashes inflammation by 20% by taming cortisol. That sneaky stress hormone wrecking your sleep, piling on pounds, and setting the stage for heart disease, diabetes, even cancer. But Joe's not just talking stress relief. He's talking about rewriting your body's blueprint, from your brain waves to your heartbeat, right down to your DNA. Picture this scene from YouTube, posted February 10th, 2025, by a guy at Joe's Denver event. It's racked up over 3 million views, and you'll see why. I've got multiple sclerosis, been in a wheelchair 5 years, legs dead. Signed up for Joe's thing thinking, cool, a yoga retreat vibe, maybe I'll chill. After 7 days of meditating, I stood up, shaky, tears streaming, and walked in front of 2,000 people. I don't know how, but it's real. I cried because I felt alive again, like I'd woken up from a long, dark sleep. The comments explode. Tried it. My blood pressure's steady after a decade of chaos. Or, I'm off sleep meds. In a month. Unreal. This isn't fairy dust or clickbait fluff, it's science, measured, tracked, proven. So, my dear, are you ready to test this in your own messy, beautiful life, or do you still think it's too good to be true? Let me pull you closer with another story, straight from the chaos of TikTok, where our Healing Vibes 2025 dropped a clip on February 15th, 2025, that hit 2 million views. I started Joe's meditation. Day 1, I zonked out, couldn't focus for crap. By day 5, I felt this rush, like light pouring through me. A month in, I ditched the sleep pills I'd clung to for 3 years. I'm free now, and it's wild. Comments flood in. 10 minutes a day, and my headaches are gone. Or, I'm sleeping like a rock, thought it was BS, but damn. Ever wonder what 5 minutes, just 5 freaking minutes, could do for you? Could it quiet that nagging voice in your head, ease that ache in your chest, or lift you out of the rut you've been stuck in? The science behind it. How your mind rewrites your body, Joe lays it out simple and fierce. Take a clear intent like I want to heal, or I want peace. Mix it with a big, juicy emotion like gratitude or joy, and you're sending a new signal to your genes. Your body listens and it changes right down to the core. It's not some woo-woo fantasy. He's got the receipts, years of them, working with top dogs at the University of California, San Diego and his XAI team. In those 7-day events, he hooks folks up to cutting-edge gear. EEGs scanning brainwaves, HRV tracking heart rhythms, blood tests pulling over 2,182 metabolites before and after. What's the payoff? He says, after 7 days, their bodies are swimming in new chemicals. Stuff that ramps up immunity, dials down inflammation, patches up DNA. No drugs, no diet tricks, just meditation. Let's break that down with some science that'll make your jaw drop. A Nature study, August 2021, shows meditation lights up your prefrontal cortex, that's your willpower HQ, while chilling out your amygdala, the panic button that keeps you wired and scared. The Guardian, January 5, 2025, quotes Harvard's Sarah Lazar. Meditate 8 weeks and your brain's different. Your hippocampus, the emotion and memory hub, gets beefier, and your prefrontal cortex, your grit center, kicks into high gear. That's your brain reshaping itself, my dear. Not in years, but weeks. But Joe's not stopping at brain games. He's diving into your body's guts. In the podcast, he says, we check gene expression pre and post 7 days. Inflammation genes. Switch off, immunity and repair genes flip on. It's like your body's getting a software upgrade. CNN Health, February 5, 2025, backs it. 7 days of meditation boosts immunity genes by 35%, cuts inflammation genes by 40%. No drug on earth pulls that off. On Twitter, Meditation Moms, February 10, 2025, post went nuts with 8,000 retweets. 5 minutes a morning with Joe's guide, 1 month, no more anxiety. My body's fixing itself, no pills. Replies flood in. 10 minutes, chronic back pain's gone. Or sleep meds, out after a month. Wild. Ever think your body's a sleeping giant, just waiting for your mind to wake it up? Here's where it gets even crazier. Scientific American, November 15th, 2024. Meditation triggers your nervous system to pump out a pharmacy of goodies. Endorphins for pain, serotonin for happiness, even DMT. The psychedelic vibe, all inside you. No needles needed. Joe spills more. We've seen stage 4 cancer reverse, Parkinson's tremors fade, lupus vanish not once, dozens of times with data to prove it. On Instagram is Mindshift 2025, February 15th, 2025. 10 minutes daily, pictured myself strong. 2 months, ran 5K after 10 years of nada. Your body's a miracle machine, my dear. What's it waiting to do for you? Let me paint you a picture from Joe's world. Denver, February 2025. 6 people stood from wheelchairs after 7 days. 1, an ex-NFL player with MS, told 2,000 stunned folks. Thought my brother dragged me to a yoga chill-out. Didn't expect to walk. Turns out, I just never loved myself till now. A Forbes piece, January 15, 2025, quotes neuroscientist Andrew Newberg, "Meditation's no hocus pocus. It's your nervous system hitting reset, biology at its finest." Ever felt a whisper inside saying you're capable of more, way more, than you've dared to try? Not magic, science busts every doubt, still side-eyeing this. Joe's got you. We strip the mystery with science, brain scans, heart rates, gene maps, blood work. No blind faith, just cold facts. He's not messing around, partnering with UC San Diego, wielding EEGs to catch brainwaves sliding from frantic beta to calm alpha and theta, HRV showing hearts syncing up when you feel love or gratitude. He says, you don't need 7 days, 5 minutes daily can spark it if you do it right. Journal of Psychophysiology, 2022. Meditation ups melatonin, your sleep juice, by 35%, explaining why folks ditch pills fast. On YouTube, Grateful Journey 2025, February 25th, 2025. 10 minutes morning gratitude meditation, 1 month, landed my biggest gig ever. Universe said yes. Over 1 million views, comments like, headaches gone in 2 weeks. Ever thought 5 minutes less than a TikTok binge could rewire you deep? Real stories, meditation's life-altering fire. Joe shares a PTSD vet's tale. 20 years of nightly terrors, 7 days he's free, says it's like the past let go. On TikTok, Future Self 2025, February 20th, 2025. 15 minutes picturing confidence, nailed a speech, no jitters, first time ever. What could meditation unlock in you? Peace, strength, a dream you've buried. Start here. Meditation's easier than you think, no guru, no lotus pose needed. Joe. Sit still mornings, focus on space, feel something good, gratitude, joy. 5 minutes. On Medium, January 10th, 2025. 10 minutes daily, saw myself healthy, 2 months, lost 5 kilos, no diet. Tonight, 5 minutes, breathe. Feel your best you, strong, alive. What's stopping you? Just 5 minutes to start? Your question. When do you last give yourself 5 quiet minutes? What did you feel today? Calm, power, love. Quick note. Tonight, 5 minutes. Breathe, see yourself thriving. Write it down. You'll feel the magic, my dear. Part 4. Building your future today. If you could feel your future. Right now, what would your life look like? Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. What if you didn't have to wait for the job, the love, the health, or the happiness to feel alive? What if you could taste it all, right here, right now, and watch your life bend to match that feeling? Dr. Joe Dispenza drops a question in his diary of a CEO interview on February 28, 2025, that hits you square in the gut. Why do you have to wait for wealth to feel successful, for someone to love you to feel adored, or for your body to heal to feel whole? Why not feel it today and let your body, your world catch up? It's a wild thought, isn't it? That you could trick your mind into living your dream life now, and somehow, step by step, it becomes real. Here's a story that'll stop you cold, straight from Reddit, posted by Dreamchaser99 on November 15th, 2024. I sat down every day. For 2 months, closed my eyes and pictured myself in my dream job, feeling the buzz, the pride, the paycheck I'd never even applied. Then one random Tuesday, I got a call from a company I'd stalked for years. They offered me the gig. I'm living it now, and it's nuts. That post snagged over 20,000 upvotes, with folks chiming in. I did it. Landed a contract after a month. Or felt my future family. Met my soulmate 3 weeks later. Ever wonder if you could feel your way into the life you've always wanted, before it even shows up? Joe's not just spinning yarns. He's got science in his corner. A Harvard Business Review piece from June 15, 2023, says people who set clear goals and feel them, like they're already here, boost their odds of nailing them by 40%. Joe calls it shrinking the gap between a thought and the real thing. He says, when you feel your future before it happens, your body buys into it, your heartbeat shifts, your brain rewires, Even your genes start dancing to a new tune. A Journal of Positive Psychology study 2022 backs it up. Positive emotions, like gratitude or excitement, pump serotonin into your system, lifting your mental game by 30%. So my dear, what's your future feel like? Are you ready to step into it today, to let that spark inside you light up everything you've ever dreamed of? This isn't about wishing on stars or waiting for luck. It's about grabbing the reins of your mind and steering it where you want to go. Joe's spent years proving you don't need the outside world to hand you permission. You can build it inside first, and the outside falls in line. Let's dive into how that works, why we trip over it, and how you, yes, you, can start right. Now, no excuses, no delays. Because if a guy with a smashed spine or a woman with a death sentence can rewrite their story, what's stopping you from rewriting yours? The science of intent and emotion, your future, starts in your soul. Joe lays it out raw and real. A crystal clear intent, like I'm going to be strong or I'm going to thrive, mixed with a big, bold emotion, like gratitude, joy, or love, creates a new energy inside you. And that energy? It pulls new experiences straight into your life. It's not some fluffy self-help line. It's science you can feel in your bones. A Nature Communication study 2023 shows when you pair a thought with a strong emotion, like picturing a win and feeling the rush, your brain floods with dopamine, that sweet juice that drives you to act, to chase, to make it real. It's like your mind's handing you a match, daring you to light the fire. The Guardian, January 10, 2025, quotes neuroscientist Antonio Damasio, "Emotions bridge your mind and body. Without them, your intent's just a ghost floating nowhere." Joe's seen it play out in his 7-day events, wiring folks up to heart monitors and brain scanners. He says, when you feel gratitude or love, like your future's already here, your heart syncs up, hits this rhythm we call heart coherence. That sends a signal to your brain, flipping switches in your genes for health, strength, joy. A Journal of Psychophysiology study, 2022, proves it. Gratitude boosts heart coherence by 25%, calming your system and firing up healing vibes. Better blood flow, less stress, a body ready to roll. On YouTube, A Grateful Journey 2025 dropped a video March 2025 that's clocked 1.2 million views. I meditated 10 minutes every morning, just feeling thankful, like I already had it all, even though my bank was dry. A month in, I landed the fattest contract of my life. Felt like the universe winked at me. Comments piled up. Pictured my promotion, got it 2 weeks later, or felt peace, slept through the night first time in years. Ever think, a feeling pure, simple yours could yank your dreams out of the ether and plant them in your lap? Joe's not guessing, he's measuring. In his events, he tracks brainwaves sliding from beta's frantic buzz, where you're overthinking, stressing, to alpha's calm flow and theta's deep magic, where ideas spark and healing hums. Forbes, October 15, 2024. Visualize your goal, feel it real. Your brain thinks it's done, spiking motivation 50%, cutting anxiety 30%. He shares a story. A guy with cystic fibrosis meditated daily, feeling his lungs clear, 7 days. He's breathing easier, no meds, just mind. Your brain doesn't care if it's real yet, it rewires anyway when you feel it. What's one dream you'd love to feel so hard it starts growing roots today? Let's get personal. I've been there, stuck waiting for life to fix me. Years back, I thought a better job would make me happy. A partner would make me whole. But Joe flipped that script. Feel it first and the outside bends to match. A Journal of Behavioral Neuroscience study 2023 says focusing on internal states like joy or purpose ups your goal game 45% over chasing external wins. On Instagram, A Visionary Vibes, February 5th, 2025. Wanted to ditch procrastination, meditated 10 minutes daily, felt the relief of crushing it. A month later, I'm a work machine. What's one feeling, success, love, freedom you'd steal from your future and soak in right now? Why we stall, and how to break free from waiting. Here's where most of us trip, me included. Joe nails it. The old ways cause and effect. Wait for something out there to kill the emptiness in here. That's backward. Feel full inside, and the outside shifts. We're wired to wait. Wait for the raise, the apology, the miracle cure, before we let ourselves feel good. But that's a trap, my dear, and it keeps you stuck. CNN Health, February 10th, 2025, quotes Carol Dweck. Fixed minds wait for magic. Growth minds build it from scratch. On Twitter, Mindshift 2025, February 20th, 2025. Used to wait for a lottery win to feel alive. Started meditating, felt it anyway. Got promoted last week, didn't need the ticket. Over 5,000 retweets with replies like, waited for love, felt it solo, met someone 2 months later. Joe says, when you live like your future's here, you're no victim, you're the creator. Ever catch yourself waiting for permission, proof, a sign? What if you stopped waiting and started being that future you today? Science backs this flip. Journal of Positive Psychology, 2022. Feeling good now, like you've already won, ups serotonin and oxytocin, hormones that calm you and connect you, making you 35% more likely to spot opportunities. Joe's seen it. A woman with PTSD felt safe for the first time in 20 years meditating, 7 days, nightmares gone. On TikTok, Our Future Self 2025, March 10th, 2025. Felt bold 15 minutes daily, pitched my idea at work, got a raise, no more. Hiding. What's one bold move you'd make if you felt your future self cheering you on right now? But here's the rub. Waiting's comfy. It's easy to say, I'll feel good when the bills are paid, when the kids behave, when the world cuts you a break. Joe calls BS. That's outsourcing your power. Take it back. Feel it now. A New York Times piece, January 15th, 2025, quotes Angela Duckworth. Success isn't dodging failure. It's choosing to feel the win before it lands. Ever notice how waiting keeps you small? What's one tiny win you could feel today, no conditions attached? Start now, craft your tomorrow. Step by step, Joe's got a simple playbook. Picture your future, vivid, loud, real, then feel it. Like it's yours every damn day. No fluff, just action. On Medium, January 15th, 2025. I saw myself healthy, running, laughing, 10 minutes daily. 2 months, ran 5K, no huffing, hadn't done that in a decade. Journal of Behavioral Medicine, 2023. Daily visualization ups physical performance. 28%. Your body believes what your mind sells. Try it tonight. Sit 10 minutes, eyes shut, see your dream life. The job that lights you up, the body that carries you strong, the love that fills your days. Feel the buzz, the pride. Let it soak in. Joe, do it enough. Your life bends to fit that vibe. Brain, body, everything. On Reddit, Our Hopeful Heart 2225, March 5th, 2025. Felt my wedding, single. As hell every day. Met my fiancé 3 months later. Crazy. What's one scene from your future you'd love to step into right now? Feel it. Breathe it. Joe's data's wild. His events show heart rates sinking, genes flipping, lives turning. Scientific American, November 15th, 2024. Emotion-driven intent rewires neural paths. Your brain builds the bridge to your future. On Instagram, Dreamweaver 2025, March 15th, 2025. Felt running a bakery. 6 months opened my shop. Tastes like victory. Ever think your heart could lead your head and your life to places you've only dared whisper about? Here's your shot. Grab a quiet corner today, 5 minutes, feel your future you, strong, free, unstoppable. No waiting, no excuses, just you, building tomorrow. Joe, you're not chasing, you're becoming. What's one feeling, hope, courage, peace, you'd steal from tomorrow and wear today? Real stories, future building and action Joe shares. A guy with stage 4 cancer felt alive daily. 7 days, tumors shrank. Not waiting, he lived it. On YouTube, Future Bound 2025, March 20th, 2025. Felt my art career, sold my first piece. 2 months later, mind blown. What's your impossible you'd feel into reality? On Twitter, Eert Soul Seeker 2025, March 25th, 2025. Felt calm amid chaos, meditated daily. Landed a dream gig in a storm. Unreal. Forbes, January 15th, 2025. Feeling success pre-games your brain. 40% more wins. Your future's knocking. What'll you feel to open the door? Your turn. Build it today. No big setup. Just you. 5 minutes feeling your dream like it's here. Joe. Start small, feel big, watch it grow. Tonight, see it, taste it. Your future you, shining. What's one step you'd take if you felt it now? Your question. If your dream you lived today, how'd you walk, talk, feel? What's that future whispering to you? Quick note. Scribble a tiny goal. Feel it done. How's it hit, my dear? You're already there. Start now. Part 5. Community and collective power. One change sparks ripples. What if the whole world changed together? Imagine this for a second. You take a single step, a quiet, brave choice to shift something inside you, and it sends a ripple out, touching one person, then 10, then 1,000. Now imagine millions of us stepping together, hearts pounding as one, minds locked on a shared dream of a better world. What could that do? Dr. Joe Dispenza lit that fire with his Walk for the World on September 23, 2023, a global event where thousands meditated and walked for peace across over 900 cities, from the buzzing streets of New York to the quiet hills of Tuscany. In his Diary of a CEO interview on February 28, 2025, he says with a voice that grabs your soul, "When we connect in harmony, our minds clear, our hearts beating as one, we don't just change ourselves. We change the whole damn game, the reality we all share." It's a thought that stops you cold. Could a bunch of strangers linked by nothing but a shared hope actually shift the world? Here's a taste of it from Facebook, posted September 25, 2023, by someone who joined in Denver. I walked with 200 people I'd never met. No big talk, just meditating, stepping together. When it ended, I swear the air felt lighter, like we'd lifted the planet a little higher. That post snagged over 10,000 likes, with replies pouring in. Did it in London? Pure magic. Or felt it in Sydney? Something shifted. I can't explain. Ever wonder what'd happen if we all believed in something bigger together? Not just for us, but for everyone? This isn't pie in the sky dreaming. Joe's got the data, and it's wild. A National Geographic report 2023 shows group efforts like this can slash crime rates in big cities by 15% when people unite for a positive cause. But Joe's not stopping at stats. He's talking about a force deep inside us, a collective power that hums when we sync up. On Twitter, where Peacewalker 2025 posted March 1st, 2025, "Walked with my crew, felt like we pulled the world out of the dark for a minute." Over 7,000 retweets with folks chiming in, "Joined in Paris, chills all day." What if your tiny spark, fused with millions more, could light up everything? Your life, your street, the whole messy, beautiful planet? This isn't just about warm fuzzies. It's about what happens when we stop going it alone and start moving as one. Joe's spent years showing how a single mind can shift a life, but a collective mind? That's a tidal wave. Let's dive into the science, the stories, and the raw, real power of community. Because if one person's change can ripple, imagine what we could do together. Ready to feel that heartbeat, my dear? Because this is where the magic gets loud. The science of collective consciousness, power in unity's beat, Joe, cuts through the fluff. It's not about how many, it's about how synced we are. When our minds and hearts lock in, we don't just shift energy, we rewrite reality. It's a bold claim, but science backs him up with chills down your spine proof. A Journal of Consciousness Studies piece 2022 found that when a group meditates together, their brain waves, those electric hums in your head, start dancing to the same tune, hitting alpha and theta states where calm meets creativity. It's like tuning a bunch of radios to one station, and the signal gets loud. The New York Times, January 15, 2025, quotes a University of California study. Group meditation cuts entropy, chaos in the environment, spiking order and harmony like a ripple you can measure. Joe's got gadgets to prove it. Random event generators, regs, in his event rooms. Machines spitting out coin flips, zeros and ones, pure chance. He says, when folks hit that synced up state, clear intent, big love, the random stops being random. It bends toward their vibe like the universe listens. Picture a coin toss. Flip it 1,000 times, you'd expect 50-50, right? Alone, it's chaos. But fill a room with people meditating as one, and Joe's data shows those flips. Lean hard one way, less chance, more choice. A CNN report 2024 on peace projects found group meditation dropped violence in rough areas by 23%. While it ran, crime rates crashed, accidents dipped, like the air itself calmed down. On TikTok, a Global Change 2025, March 10, 2025, posted a clip that hit 1.5 million views. Walked with my family, meditated first, then stepped out. Felt like we were plugged into something huge, like the world exhaled with us. Comments lit up. Did it in LA? Traffic felt softer that day. Or, synced with friends, energy was electric. Joe explains. It's coherence, brain and heart in sync, that flips the switch. Numbers help, but unity's the juice. A Journal of Psychophysiology study, 2022, says group coherence boosts individual heart rates into harmony by 30%, calming stress and sparking connection. Ever feel a crowd's energy, like at a concert or game, and wonder what it'd do aimed at peace or love? Let's get nerdy for a sec. Joe's reg data's wild. In Denver, February 2025, he ran one during a meditation peak. 1,000 flips. A second should be 50-50. Crowd synced, it skewed hard, 70-30 toward their intent. Random turned intentional. Scientific American, November 15, 2024. Collective focus bends probability. Your unified energy tweaks the field. On Twitter, Science Soul 2025, March 15, 2025. Saw Joe's reg demo, felt like we rewrote physics for a minute. What if your heart beating with others could nudge the world just a hair brighter? Why community matters. Together, we're unstoppable. Joe's all in. One person shifts their world. Together, we shift the world. It's not just poetry. It's survival, connection, power. A Forbes piece, January 10, 2025, quotes sociologist Robert Putnam. Community amps your odds of winning by 40%. Seeing others change makes you believe you can too. Alone, you're strong. Together, you're a force. On Instagram, Collective Vibes, 2025, March 5th, 2025. Meditated solo, cool. With my crew, electric. I dropped overthinking in a week. Over 15,000 likes, replies like, group vibe pushed me past fear. Joe's walk proved it. 900 cities, thousands stepping as one. National Geographic 2023. Collective. Intent, peace, hope. Cut crime 15%. Lifted economies 10% in test zones. He says, one mind's a spark, a collective's a wildfire. On Facebook, Young Unity Walker 2025, March 20th, 2025. Walked with 50 in my town, felt like we healed something bigger than us. Ever feel alone in your struggles? Then imagine a tribe lifting you up. Science digs deeper. Journal of Behavioral Neuroscience, 2023. Group support spikes oxytocin, your bonding hormone, by 35%, making you braver, calmer. Joe. Community's a mirror. You see their shift, you feel yours. On YouTube, and Together Strong 2025, March 25th, 2025. Meditated with buddies, quit smoking after 10 years. Solo, I'd have caved. What's one dream you'd chase harder with a crew behind you? Real stories, collective power in action. Joe shares a stunner. Denver, 6 wheelchair folks stood, group energy carried them. On TikTok, Peace Family 2025, March 30th, 2025. Walked with my kids, no phones, pure connection. First time we felt like a team. CNN 2024. Peace meditations cut hospital visits 18%. Group vibe heals. What could your circle, big or small, shift together? On Twitter, Hope Ripple 2025, April 1st, 2025. Walked with 100, felt unstoppable. Started a community garden next week. Joe. One change ripples. Together, it's a flood. Ever think your step could spark a wave? Join in, your power starts. Small Joe's call. Walk for a better world. Bring your people. On Medium, March 15th, 2025. Walked, felt part of history. Try 5 minutes with friends, meditate, feel the sync. What's one tiny collective move you'd make? Your question. What if we all dreamed bigger together? Where'd you plug in? Family, pals, the world. Quick note, grab a buddy, meditate 5 minutes. Feel that buzz, my dear. You're the spark, light it. Conclusion. Your journey starts. Here today's your last day, living the old way. Are you ready to transform? Take a deep breath, my dear, and feel this. Today could be the last day you wake up stuck, trapped in the same old worries, the same tired habits, the same quiet ache you've carried too long. What if right now you decided to step into something bigger, brighter, bolder, you? Dr. Joe Dispenza's voice in his Diary of a CEO interview on February 28, 2025, cuts through the noise like a lifeline. You're not a victim of your life, you're the creator of it. You're stronger than you think, more powerful than you know, and way more limitless than you've ever dared to dream. It's not just words, it's a wake-up call. A hand reaching out to pull you from the shadows into the light you've always deserved. Here's a story that'll hit you right in the heart, straight from YouTube, posted on February 15th, 2025, by a woman who'd had enough. I was stuck in a soul-sucking job for 15 years, numb, miserable, just existing. Found Joe's meditation online, started feeling my way out, picturing a life painting, something I loved as a kid. 3 months later, I quit, sold my first piece, and now I wake up happy, truly happy, for the first time ever. That video's clocked over 1.5 million views with comments flooding in. I ditched my 9 to 5 after meditating, started my own gig. Or felt my dream family, adopted my son last week. Ever wonder what had happened if you stopped waiting for life to fix you and started building it yourself? Today, right this damn minute. Joe's not guessing. He's proven it over and over. With a life that could have ended in a wheelchair and a mission that's lifted millions. From a guy whose spine shattered in 1986, who said no to steel rods and yes to his mind's power, to a man whose events see people heal, stand, and soar, he's living proof you're not stuck. A Guardian piece, January 10th, 2025, quotes psychologist Rick Hansen. Your mind can reshape your brain any damn time in life. It's never too late to start. So my dear, what's it gonna be? Another day on autopilot, same loops, same blah, or one small brave step into the you you've always wanted to be? This isn't about grand leaps or overnight miracles. It's about you, right now, choosing to feel a little spark, a little fight, a little joy, and letting it grow. Joe's spent decades showing how one shift inside can ripple out to everything. Your body, your days, your world. Let's wrap this journey with a bang, pulling together every lesson, every tear, every win, and handing you the keys to start. Because if a broken man can stand, if millions can rise, you can too. Ready to ditch the old you and step into your power? Let's go, my dear. This is where it all begins. Looking back, what you've learned from this wild ride. Let's rewind. For a sec, take stock of the road we've traveled together. From the jump, Joe showed you how 95% of your life's been running on autopilot. Thoughts, moves, feelings etched in by 35, looping like a scratched record. Ever catch yourself thinking, I'm not enough, or this day's gonna suck, before your feet hit the floor? That's the old program, my dear. Not you, not truth, just habit. Psychology. Today, May 2023. 90% of your thoughts are yesterday's echoes. Crazy, right? But you learned you can spot them, call them out, and swap them for something fresh like, I've got this, or today's mine. Then came the grit. Joe walked you through why change feels like wading through mud. That unease when you ditch coffee or silence your phone. Your brain's freaking out, clinging to safe and known. Harvard Business Review, June 15th, 2023. Push. Past 21 days and you're 3 times likelier to stick it. Rewiring starts. You've got tools now. Mental rehearsal, picturing the new you, feeling it real. On TikTok, A Change with Grace, January 10th, 2025. Quit smoking, felt free in my head. First, then my body followed. Ever think that shaky start could be your launch pad to something huge? Next, meditation. Joe blew your mind with how 5 minutes can shift your genes, calm your chaos, heal what's broken. CNN Health, February 5th, 2025. 7 days flips immunity. Genes 35%, no pill beats that. Blind folks seeing paralyzed walking, wild but real. On Instagram, Your Mind Shift 2025, February 15th, 2025. Felt strong 10 minutes daily, ran 5K after a decade of nada. What's one quiet moment you'd give to feel that power hum inside you? Part 4 handed you the keys. Don't wait. Feel your future now. Joe. Live it inside, and it grows outside. Forbes, October 15th, 2024. Feel success? Brain buys it. 50% more drive. On Reddit, a Dream Chaser 99. Felt my job, got it in 2 months. Ever think joy today could pull tomorrow closer? And Part 5, Community. Your spark with others turns into a blaze. Joe's Walk for the World. Thousands synced. Crime dropped 15%. National Geographic 2023. On Twitter, A Peace Walker 2025. March 1st, 2025. Walked, felt the planet lift. What if your vibe joined a million more? You've got it all now. Awareness, grit, meditation, feeling, unity. Joe's not just a guy. He's your mirror showing you're not small, not stuck. What's one lesson grabbing your heart, begging you to run with it? Real lives, real shifts. Inspiration to fuel. You Joe's tales light a fire. Take this. Woman, with lupus meditated 7 days, not to heal, to live joy. Symptoms gone, body followed her heart. On YouTube, Dr. Futurebound 2025. March 20th, 2025. Felt my art gig, sold my first piece in 2 months, minds blown. Over 800,000 views, comments like, quit booze, meditation saved me. What's your impossible you dare to feel into being? On Instagram, our Soul Seeker 2025, March 25th, 2025. Felt calm in chaos, landed a dream job mid-storm, unreal. Forbes, January 15th, 2025. Feeling it preps your brain, 40% more wins. On TikTok, a Hope Ripple 2025, April 1st, 2025. Meditated. With pals, started a garden. We're changing our block. What's one win, big or small, you'd feel so hard it'd bloom? Joe. A guy, stage 4 cancer, felt alive daily. 7 days, tumors shrank. He didn't wait, he lived. Ever think your spark could rewrite your story? And maybe someone else's too? On Twitter, a Dream Weaver 2025, April 5th, 2025. Felt my bakery opened it in 6 months, tastes like triumph. What's knocking at your heart ready to spill out? Your turn. Start today. No excuses, Joe's playbook's simple. Sit still mornings, pick a new thought, feel it deep, do it daily. No fancy setup, just you, 5 minutes, guts to feel. On Medium, March 15th, 2025. Felt patience, stopped, snapping at my kids in a month. I'm softer now. Journal of Behavioral Neuroscience 2023. Daily intent ups action 45%. Your brain's ready when you are. Tonight, try it. 5 minutes, eyes shut, feel your best you, strong, free, alive. Joe. Start small, feel big, it grows. On Instagram, JoeFan 2025. March 25th, 2025. 10 minutes daily, 3 months, I'm a new me, best kind. What's one feeling? Hope, power, peace. You'd steal from tomorrow and wear today. Scientific American, November 15th, 2024. Emotion. Rewires you. Brain builds your future. Joe's data, heart rate sinking, genes flipping, shows it's real. On TikTok, Future Self 2025, April 10th, 2025. Felt bold, pitched my idea, got funded, no more shy. What's one spark you'd light right now? Feel it, let it burn. Your journey, it's all you, starting now. This isn't the end, it's your beginning. Joe. Every step's yours. Feel it, live it. You don't need a crisis, just a choice. On YouTube, A Hopeful Heart 2025, April 15th, 2025. Felt my family, single me, met my love 3 months later. Wild. What's one dream you'd feel so hard it'd pull you forward? Today's yours, last day old, first day new. 5 minutes, meditate, dream, feel. Joe. You're not chasing, you're becoming. What's your move? One thought, one step to kick it off? Your question, what'll you do right now to start? One flicker, thought, move. What's it gonna be? Quick note, 5 minutes today. Dream big, feel it. You're unstoppable, my dear. Go now.